Wait.
According to my phone, it is. But
Yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and get started. All right. All right, I am going to call to order the meeting of the zoning administrator for the city of San Clemente. My name is Cecilia Gallardo Daly. I'm the zoning administrator. The first item of business is, we don't have minutes. That's for next time. All right, so this next item on the agenda is oral and written communication. This is the time for any members of the audience to address the zoning administrator on an item that's not on the agenda but within the jurisdiction of the zoning administrator. I don't see anyone here who wishes to speak, so we'll move on. The next section of the agenda is public hearings. The public hearing process includes a staff presentation, a presentation by the applicant not to exceed 10 minutes, and public testimony not to exceed 3 minutes per speaker. Following closure of the public hearing, the zoning administrator will respond to questions raised during the hearing, discuss the issues, and act upon the matter by motion. So we have one public hearing item today, and it is the Reeves Star at 140 West Kanata. And we'll have a staff presentation on this item. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Adam Matei, Deputy Community Development Director. I am assisted by Carla Morales, a Community Development Technician, and I will be presenting this item before you. As you mentioned, this is a short-term apartment rental request. The request is to consider a short-term apartment rental within an existing condominium located in the residential medium zoning district. The proposal is to convert Unit A to be occupied by a full-time on-site property manager and Unit B into a short-term rental for rentals of less than 30 days. The project is located at 140 West Kenyatta. The property is a 4,141 square foot lot with a 3,977 square foot condominium building that was built in 2020. The site, as noted, is within the residential medium zoning district and the coastal zone overlay. And it is outside of the permitted zone for short-term lodging units. The proposed project, as noted, is a condominium. That condominium is under single ownership, so that can be used for STAR purposes. Unit B is a two-story condominium unit and contains 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, access to a private rooftop deck and garage space. Unit A is the manager's unit, also a 2-story condominium unit containing 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, access to a private rooftop deck and garage space as well. This request is before the zoning administrator because STAR permits require zoning administrator approval pursuant to the zoning ordinance. Staff does support the applicant's request, finding that it can meet the findings for approval of a STAR permit, in that the proposed use is permitted within the subject zone pursuant to a approval of a STAR permit. The proposed STAR unit supports the city's visitor-serving land use and development policies, in that it would expand the city's inventory of overnight accommodations. The site is suitable for the type and intensity of use that is proposed, because the neighborhood is zoned for short-term lodging units subject to STAR permits. The proposed use will not be detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare, or materially injurious to properties and improvements in the vicinity, and because Unit A will be occupied by a manager full-time. The proposed use will not negatively impact surrounding land uses because the project meets the location setbacks outlined in the zoning ordinance and subject to the conditions of approval provided as Exhibit 1 within Attachment 1, the resolution. The existing STLUs that are located closest to this property are all more than 300 feet away, the closest one being 390 feet at 128 West Escalones. The use meets the minimum operating and development standards as identified in the project narrative, to which the conditions of approval will require continued compliance. And the STAR application qualifies for an STLU operating license pursuant to Chapter 3.24. The project can be determined categorically exempt under CEQA Guidelines Section 15301 for existing facilities, and staff has not received any public comment on this to date. We are joined by the applicant, and they may wish to make a statement as well, but I will conclude staff's presentation by recommending that the zoning administrator, 1, determine the project is categorically exempt, and 2, adopt resolution ZA 22-019 approving short-term apartment rental 22-116 Reeves Star, subject to the attached conditions of approval.
Thank you for the report. And I don't have any follow-up questions for staff. I thought that the report and information in here was very thorough. Thank you for your presentation. And at this time, would the applicant like to speak, make any comments?
I thought that was great.
Couldn't
Couldn't have said it better myself. So we love our place. We think it'll be a great. We have friends that come in town and things like that, and that we want to stay there. And since we're right next door, we'll make sure that we want everybody to be nice.
Keep the parties to a minimum.
Yeah, we
To
lived
the-
in the bowl
to the
before,
zero.
so it's nice and quiet where we are now. It's
It's a
lovely.
beautiful working neighborhood. Like even on the weekends, if there's like a little party, it ends at like 11, and we love it.
So nice.
Down at the Pier Bowl, it was
3 in the
trying
morning all the time.
sometimes. So we
We're good.
we love it, and we respect our neighborhood for sure.
Great. All right. Thank you very much. Why don't we follow-up questions for you? At this time, I'm going to open the public hearing. Seeing we have no one to speak on the item, I will close the public hearing. And I've gone through the report in detail. I'm familiar with the property and the building. The application packet was well done, as was the staff report, very thorough. I am able to make the findings for the short-term apartment rental permit. As Adam indicated, the proposed STAR is permitted in that zone, and it complies with the applicable provisions of the zone and the general plan. The condominium building is consistent with the density of the RM zoning district. The Unit A will be occupied full-time on site by the property manager. So I fully expect that any concerns raised, such as noise, parking, trash, will be adequately addressed by the on-site property manager. And I know there's a condition in the permit that requires the property manager to resolve issues directly to limit the city involvement and use of staff resources. The proposed STAR is also within the coastal zone and will add to the city's inventory of available visitor lodging, which is a key goal of the city's coastal land use plan. The STAR is located 300 feet from the closest STLU, more than 300 feet. So it wouldn't create, the addition of this STAR would not create a concentration of short-term rentals in the area. And then in addition, for Unit B, the STLU, there are 2 garage spaces and a driveway space. So that will sufficiently accommodate any anticipated parking demand, which will not add to street parking loads. So with that, I will determine that the project is categorically exempt from the requirements of CEQA pursuant to CEQA Guidelines Section 15301, Class 1 Existing Facilities, and I approve Resolution ZA 22-019, Short-Term Apartment Rental 22-16, the Reeves STAR, subject to the conditions of approval. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, yay. Yeah, I know.
Thank you so much for your help. I had like a million questions every time I called. This was really helpful. It's kind of confusing.
Carla is the best.
Right?
You're in
Yeah.
great
Yeah, I
hands.
felt
Yep.
like I got lucky.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Well,
What
congratulations. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
You
wait.
guys
better
should
check,
just
right?
Yes.
Finish out the meeting. I forgot. I got all excited. Hold on.
That stays here.
All right, we're all set?
You're
Yeah.
set.
All right,
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, moving on to the next item on the agenda, new business, seeing none. The next item, old business, seeing none. With that, I will adjourn this meeting to the next regular meeting of the zoning administrator to be held at 3 p.m. on Thursday, November 3rd, 2022, in the Community Development Department, first floor community room located at 910 Calle Negocio. Thank you.
Dun 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 dun.